Hey y'all, Dr. Shamanda. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things mental health, personal finance, and overall strategies to live your best life. Oh, I was just being nosy. Well, my kids are out here. We are at the park, a local park. Just enjoying this beautiful Saturday, and just thought I'd take some time to film and talk to you guys today. I don't know, today feels really good. I'm supposed to be in Florida right now, and having my graduation ceremony for my PhD, but instead I'm here in North Carolina, spending the day with my kiddos. We're gonna go do some shopping, go visit my mom, and actually gonna go look at some houses, new houses in this little community. It's like an estate, so hopefully we'll be able to check those out before it starts raining, because I'm sure it's gonna rain today. But anyway, y'all, I am just extremely grateful today, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I experienced this morning. So I was, as you guys know, if you've been following me, I am on the journey to paying off my debts, saving and investing, and just really focused on financial freedom and time freedom, and building generational wealth. I have a 17 and 18-year-old. My children are in that stage where they're pretty much like young adults, like essentially like kids and becoming young adults. And so it's, as a single mom, after from all these years, it's been challenging, and so it just feels good to be in this space that I'm in now. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, like just trusting and believing that whatever you have on your heart and whatever God is giving you is possible. I was watching this TikTok compilation this morning while I was eating my breakfast, and I was seeing these women that were getting evicted from their homes, and they were on TikTok, and they were like crying and stuff and asking for people to support their GoFundMe accounts and stuff like that. And y'all, I really started crying, and I'm like, why am I crying? Like obviously it's one thing to be just empathetic to people and just really just trying to like understand their situation, but I think I was crying because I, in a very visceral way, just remember those moments. Like, I remember being very close to evictions and not knowing when I was gonna, or how I was gonna pay my bills, and definitely not having anybody to call for help. I remember that stuff, y'all. Like, and so when I think about like this past week, paying almost, over almost $3,600 just on my car payment, right? Paying my mortgage, $2,300. Getting a significant raise, and increasing my income, my career. I'm at the peak of my career. I want to say peak. Technically, I've got the highest level of education. I've accomplished all of my goals, right? And then I have, tens of thousands of dollars invested. I have my own home that's worth hundreds of thousands. Like, I just, and y'all, when I tell y'all, it wasn't that long ago that I was in those situations that those women were in, that I just watched on TikTok. And so for me, it feels very real. Like, it's a very real and raw feeling. And so that's why I was like crying, like, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I remember. And it makes me want to, I've been praying to God, like, what is it that you have for me to do next? Like, what did you want me to do next? Like, do you, obviously I'm a mental health licensed therapist, mental health and addictions, and I love what I do. I'm definitely ready to retire very soon, but it was like in the next few years or so, for sure, because I've been doing this for over 15 years as in the behavioral health field. Like, at some point, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which, me teaching was the goal, but I'm not really excited about that anymore as what I thought I would be, and it just doesn't resonate with me like that. But what I really want to do and feel called to do is help people with their finances, and really explore the barriers and the blocks when it comes to personal finance and building wealth, particularly for people that are very much like me and who I used to be, essentially, like coming from poverty, low income, right? Like single parents. I don't even say single moms, like single parents. So if you're a caregiver, you're raising your nieces or nephews, you're a man, right? Because I think sometimes we leave men out of this, but like there are single fathers too, right? Like they're in the same situation as a single mom. Like I'm not gonna discriminate against that. I'm trying to put people in the videos, but you know, you're walking right into. Hold on, because I didn't want to put anybody in the videos, but essentially, like people from underserved backgrounds or minorities or whatever, right? People who just tend to have more challenges when it comes to finance, right? And that's just like there's so many people who can fit into that category. But I really want to help shift the mindset around money and poverty and wealth, because there's so many things that need to be changed. It's just even the belief that it's possible, right? And I feel like one thing that I'm called to do is be an example that it's possible, that you can go from poverty, literally, y'all know I told you, like I was literally on Section 8 food stamps, like everything you can think of, to where I am now, where I could not possibly qualify for any of those things, nor do I want them. Like I don't. And even when I was struggling, I still wasn't on that stuff. Like I hope y'all know, like I don't know if I clarified that or not, but like the last, let me see, 2015 is when I moved to Charlotte. So it's 2025 now. So 10 years. It's been 10 years since I've been on any government assistance. I remember when I moved to Charlotte and I got my house. It's kind of like the house I have now, but it was a rental at the time. I was renting it in Charlotte. And I remember getting the letter from social services, and they were like, you're over 110% of the poverty level or something like that, and you no longer qualified. And I remember like standing in the kitchen looking at that letter, and I was just crying, like, but it was this weird experience because it was like I wasn't crying because, oh my gosh, I'm kicked off food stamps, or I don't have Section 8 or anything. It was I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm here. Like it was scary a little bit because I was like, okay, now everything that I like, being able to feed my kids are all dependent on me working and making money and earning revenue. Like that's literally how my kids are going to be able to eat, and or how I'm going to be able to pay my rent every month or pay my car payment. Is based on what I earn. Literally, it's not based on receiving a paycheck or like a check from the government every month, or my food stamps hitting my EBT card. Nothing like that. It was going to be based on what I earned. And ironically, I had just taken a contract position. So I was working as a therapist, but I was working like contracting with an agency. And if you're in a therapy role, you know what that means, or I guess any type of like profession. Like I'm trying to see an example. Basically like a 1099 situation, essentially. Like, so if you're, I don't know what type of professions all do this. Maybe I know therapists. Do other like medical professionals do the 1099 thing? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so basically I saw the pay, like I contracted with their company, and I was the therapist that they saw, but I wasn't W-2. I was self-employed essentially. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just telling him don't. Okay, you're so handsome. But so yeah. But anyway, but yeah. So ironically, I was self-employed at the time too. So that gave me another or extra level of anxiety, honestly, because it's like, okay, well, if my patients don't show up this week, or if I don't make enough money this month, I don't have to pay my rent and my car payment. And it was tough at times, because there were times when, you know, I feel like I didn't earn enough, like, or I earned enough just to pay bills and stuff, but it was a struggle. So but I still held on. I still never did go back to the government stuff, right? I just still kept going forward, because I had made a promise to myself that I was gonna do something different, break those generational curses of poverty. And I knew that, like, that was part of it, right? And this is nothing, I'm not saying, please hear me, because I know some people would take this the wrong way. If you need the stuff to take, by all means take it. Trust, keep in mind, I had it for several years prior to that. I grew up on it. My family was on it. Like, so it's not, no diss to it. Like, I'm not against it at all. But I knew that God had called me to get off of those things, because I was going to be the first person in the family to really go from that level, low level, to high level, right? By myself as a single person, right? Essentially with 2 kids. So I had to feel that burn, I guess, essentially, of not having that safety net, essentially. So but yeah, I don't know, I just, like I said, I watched those videos today. It made me emotional this morning, and I'm just so grateful, because he didn't have to choose me. I could still be in that mindset of just making it, just barely surviving it, and feeling comfortable with that, being okay with that. But my mind, it just won't let me be okay with that. Like, I just know that there's more, and God has called me to more, and that my life will be a testimony to so many people, men and women, yeah, right, that it's possible. And there's so many other people who've done it already before me. Like, I'm not the first one, so it's like, it's possible. I know it's possible. And so I'm excited for my kids. They're gonna be learning things. I'm gonna be teaching them things every week now. I told them we're talking about taxes, business, I'm gonna have a whole list of topics. I'm gonna be teaching them every week. We're doing a different topic, because one thing I saw early this week on social media was that, like, part of generational curse, like generational wealth, is about passing it down to the next generation. Like, a lot of people in a lot of families, they lose their wealth because the person who created the wealth, they don't pass it down. Not just the money, the material things, but you got to pass the knowledge down to the next generation. If not, you're just wasting time. Like, it's gonna be void, or in vain, essentially, right? Because if your next generation don't know how to multiply that or maintain that, it's a waste, essentially. So I'm teaching my kids, because as we get more real estate, as we invest in some businesses, we're looking at different businesses that we can invest in. They're gonna be ones who are gonna have to maintain it right after I'm gone, and then their children, right? And we were talking about the Bible. I just saw this Bible verse, and I cannot quote it specifically, but about how is it a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. I believe that's what it is, and don't quote me exactly, but I always remember that, and that's my goal, right? Not just my kids, but my grandkids, my future grandkids, that they will be wealthy and a good character, good people, and that's legacy, right? And I'm excited about that. So I didn't do my graduation today. I don't care about that stuff. That stuff don't really matter to me. I'm going to do my virtual graduation so I can be acknowledged, whatever. That's on the 26th, I think. But I will do the photo shoot, because somebody suggested that, and that's right, because I do want to have like a visual of me in my cap and my gown, so that my kids can have that, and their kids can have it. Like I say, this is Grandma Amanda, Grandma and Dr. Amanda, you know what I'm saying? They can just pass that down, and they'll know, like, I was the first one to do this. So that's important. So I will do that photo shoot. But the other stuff, I don't have time for it, baby. I got other stuff, baby. I'm sorry. Like, and I know people will never understand that, and it doesn't make sense, and I get it. But this ain't for everybody to understand. I don't really care, to be honest. So anyway, I'm gonna head off and do some shopping. I have like $50 budget, like, it's crazy, but I just want some little bitty shoes, like some little heels or flats for work. So I start Monday, and then I'm gonna go, like I said, try to check out this community in Charlotte, and then go visit my mom, and then we're heading home. But actually, my daughter and I are watching Peaky Blinders. Have you guys heard of that series? It's really good. I would love to go to the UK and like see if those buildings are still there, like it's like little projects, apartments. I guess that's how they used to look back in the 1920s. But I would love to, if those are still standing, I would love to go see those. I'm a period piece type person. I don't know if y'all know if I told y'all that or not, but like, I'm obsessed with period pieces, especially like the romantic comedy parts to it. Like, not romantic comedy, but like romance, the love stories to it. Like, I just love it. Like The Tudors was like a really good one, like one of my favorite series to watch. I don't know, I just love, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, but it's just weird. But anyway, that's it, y'all. So I just wanted to check in with you guys and share that thought with you all. Be encouraged. If God has called you to be the wealth builder, generational curse breaker, keep going. You're being called and you're a little different for a reason. Seriously, right? Anyway, y'all, I'll see you guys next time. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll see you guys next time.